There we are. We're live on YouTube. Great, great, great. All right. So, good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing? Hey, bosses on Facebook and YouTube. Super excited that you all can join me. As promised, I am bringing you this 5-day series, 5 days of videos where I'm talking about 5 habits of highly successful freelancers. All right. And what I had done was that I reached out to freelancers because I do have freelancers within my network. And these are very successful freelancers who are making anywhere between $2,000 and $20,000 a month. And so, and they're doing this with freelancing. And so I reached out to them and I'm like, what's the secrets of your success? And so, if you're here and you're ready to watch that piece of content, then that's exactly what we're going to do. And if you're here and you're on YouTube or you're on Facebook, please make sure to just say hello in the comments. Just leave a comment so I can say hi, so I can say hello. If you have any questions, please bring them up because I know that as I do this, questions will come up. And I don't want you to be afraid to ask these questions, okay? So go ahead and ask the questions. So just a little bit of housekeeping. All right. In conjunction with this series that I'm doing, I'm also giving away, I'm not really giving away, but it is kind of giving away, but I'm giving up some of my emails that I've kind of kept to myself that have allowed me to make 5 figures freelancing in the past year. And this resource is known as Endless Clients, and it's available for sale. And it's going to be only available until Monday, May 21st at midnight. All right. And that's going to be midnight Pacific time. So those of you on the East Coast will have a little bit more time, but it's going to be midnight Pacific time. And then I'm taking that down because I don't want everybody to be sending those emails out. And you'll see why it's important, because getting clients is going to be the meat of your business. Getting clients is going to be the center of your business. And if you do not know how to get clients, it can be frustrating because you want to be able to get clients. But in this resource, I give you the exact emails that I have personally used to win clients and have them keep on paying me month after month. So they're not just a one-time client, and also has helped me build a very successful 5-figure freelance business in the past 1 year. So you can find that resource at gum.co/ so it's gum as in gum or chewing gum, co/ the number 5, then figures. All right. So gum.co/ the number 5, then figures. I will leave that in the description of YouTube, and I'll also leave that on Facebook once this video is done. So let's jump right into the content. I have my notes and I am ready to give you this stuff. All right. So 5 habits of highly successful freelancers. Tip number 1 is to never say no. And I got this from Sarah Jean Callahan from Review Home Warranties. And Sarah says that she makes around $90 an hour freelancing. Okay. So never say no. What does she mean? I'm going to read what she sent me and then I'm going to give you my take on it. All right. She said, never say no. You never know how one simple job can lead to a more lucrative one. I have been blogging on the site for a little over a year, and always saying yes and responsive to your clients can make all the difference. When your clients ask you to try a new topic, you should obviously say no to crazy jobs. My story, yes, the story is writing about whatever my clients asked me to. Some were in my niche, others were not. But this led to finding a new topic which a client has paid a ton for just by simply saying yes. So my take on that, right? Never say no. So that's tip number 1. And like she said, of course, you want to say no to crazy nut jobs, all right? Because there are people that want you to do work for $5, or there are people that will, want you to do, like, it's like scope creep, and they want you to do all this extra work that you didn't originally sign up for, which is why it's important to have contracts and agreements in place at the beginning of your freelancing relationship, because people will always, not everybody, but there's certain people that will always try to make it extra. I once heard this story, this freelancer on Fiverr, and she talked about how this particular client harassed her. And basically what it was that this person gave her the project, and then she would do it, and then they would send it back, and she would do it, and they would send it back. And eventually, when she wanted to give up and say, you know what, here's your money, I don't even want to do this, this person threatened to give her a bad review on Fiverr. I mean, you do have nightmare clients like that. And those people you want to say no to. However, what you do not say no to is opportunity. What you do not say no to are people that, sometimes you may be writing, and for me, all right, I'm a freelance writer, so you hear me say writing a lot. So sometimes it may start with a really small project. Maybe you start out and, they say, okay, I'm going to pay you $60 for 1,000 words. And yeah, that rate is pretty low. But then you're like, okay, but what is the lifetime value of this client? Are they giving me more work? Are they going to help me do, more things that will help me gain more money or more exposure? Do they have the right contacts that will allow me to get introduced to people I otherwise would not get introduced to? So it's all these things that are really, really helpful in your determination of never saying no to things. And also, I would say that, and I had written this down, I think this is really, really important, because sometimes you hear people that are like hypey and will say, oh, never take less than $500 for, for a project. And, and sometimes it's like really a ridiculous amount when they're saying never take $500 for maybe, let me use the example I was using before, right? Let's say 1,000 words, right? And then they're telling you, never take less than $500 for 1,000 words. That's how much I would charge. And you're just starting out. All right. You're just starting out. Don't be that person that's like, oh, unless they pay me $500 for 1,000 words, I'm not taking this project. You're going to lose a lot of clients that way. Number one. Number two, somebody will take that work very, very quickly. And maybe the person is giving you $100 for 1,000 words, so somebody else will take that work quickly. So it's important that, especially if it's something that you feel comfortable doing, that you say, hey, I will do this for $100, because that could lead to more work. That could lead to more exposure. That could lead to more projects that are, that you didn't even sign up for in the beginning, like Sarah was saying, that will get you paid mighty, mighty well. So never say no. And a lot of the time, I'm not saying that, you cannot charge premium prices for your products. Of course, there are freelancers that charge, premium for their time. They're like, $500 an hour to hire these freelancers. But what you have to realize is that these freelancers have also honed their craft over time, and they've proven themselves, and perhaps they have, really high tier contacts. And because of that, they can charge, like legitimately can charge, just based on their celebrity, will charge $500 an hour. But when you're just starting out, that's not advisable. When you've built it to the point where, okay, yes, you're the boss, then of course, do your thing, but never say no to opportunities. If you're just starting out, don't fall into that trap. But do not fall into the bottom of the barrel either. You want to find something that is in alignment with how much you want to make, right? So usually when I start discussing this topic, then that's where people begin to ask me, well, gee, so, I don't want to charge super premium, or I'm afraid to charge super premium, and I don't think I'm at that level yet, and I don't want to be getting paid $5 for an article. So what is the sweet spot? And I say that, and I'm going to talk about this a little bit later on this week, but my suggestion for that particular question, or my answer to that question, is how much do you want to make? Over a year, over a month, in a day, how much do you want to make? So if you want to make $1,000 a month freelancing, let's just take that as an example. You're going to make $1,000 a month freelancing, right? That's how much you want to make. How much time do you also have? Do you only have 10 hours? Do you only have 20 hours to work extra, to work? Let's say you're doing this as a side hustle. If all you have is 20 hours a week, right? Or all you have is 10 hours a week or 10 hours, let's say 20 hours a month. You can only work 5 hour extra, 5 hours a week, right? So 20 hours a month. That means that if you want to make $1,000 at the end of the month, you need to divide that by 20, right? 20 hours in a month. That's going to give you $50 an hour. So when you're taking on work, you have to calculate, okay, how much time does it take me to do this work? So for me, for instance, when I write 1,000 words, and once again, that's just an example because I am a writer. When I'm going to write 1,000 words, typically it will take me around an hour if I know the topic really well. If I'm not well versed in the topic and I had to do a lot of research, maybe 2 hours. So that's how much time it takes me. So when I'm taking on a client, right, and they say, okay, I'm going to pay you this much for a project, then I know that, okay, then when I calculate by how many hours I have and how much I want to make by the end of the month, this is what my hourly rate is going to be. And it's always going to be a rough estimate, right? Because it's not always a perfect math, but you need to do a calculation and decide how much do I want to make? How long does it take me to do the work? How much work do I have? And of course, the phone rings as you are doing a live video. How much do I want to make? So that's 3 questions, right? How much do I want to make? How much time do I have? And how much time does it take me to complete the project? And once you have all those three things aligned and calculated, you'll be able to determine how much you make and what is fair to you. So if $50 an hour is fair to you, then you charge just that. And if it's way lower than that, you say no to that. However, if it's like a $40 an hour job, then you're like, okay, it's close enough to 50, but I'm not going to take $15. I'm not going to take $20 an hour for my work. All right. So that is day 1. Never say no, but of course, within reason. I hope that was helpful, guys. So we will chat soon. Once again, I am making available a resource. It is called Endless Clients. Endless Clients. It is a guide that will help you to send emails that bring you in an endless stream of paying clients. If you want to grab that resource, you will find it at gum.co/5figures. gum.co/5figures. And it's only going to be available until Monday, May 21st at midnight Pacific time. So if you want to get an endless stream of clients, grab that resource and take it seriously and make sure to implement it. And when you do, make sure to ping me and let me know that you implemented it. And when you get your first client based on that resource, let me know as well. Okay, it's only available until next Monday. Thank you guys for staying with me. Have a beautiful, wonderful Thursday.